Don't even feel like doing a regular spiel. But good morning to y'all. Blessings. Sitting up on the rooftop. Man, what a blessing. Always remember that you got your plan and God got his plan. And think whose plan gonna prevail. Because you can't see the future. God can see the future. You have no powers like God has. Don't get me wrong. God has given you different, what you can say, powers. But we are nowhere near on his level of thinking, of being able to see the whole picture of your future ahead of you. The things that have happened so far on this trip, my second time in Ghana, are totally different than the first. I've had experiences that were totally different than the first time. Also, if you let yourself fight those fears, fight against those, the naysayer that's in you, because there's a naysayer in you, and that naysayer will tell you, don't go for that walk. The naysayer will say it's too much to go far out and venture to see what's going on, for the fear of the unknown, of what could happen, what happened to somebody else. Yes, I'm having coffee, and the sun is already at my back. So yesterday I had nothing planned. Y'all had to excuse the glasses. I don't have no contacts, so I gotta wear my glasses. And like I told y'all before, I wish I hadn't put this tint on my glasses because I like to see clear. So if the sun is out, especially in Ghana, it ain't like in Michigan, the sun ain't always out. It's always gonna be a tint on the glasses. But anyway, yesterday, the day before yesterday, we were leaving. I had a driver. Okay. So the driver came and got us, took us to where we were going. When we got back, I asked the driver how much. So Nuhu had already told me how much it was gonna be, but I'm just asking. So he said exactly what Nuhu said it was gonna be. 300 CDs. I said, okay. Gave him the 300, I gave him a tip. So yesterday when we got ready to leave, I wasn't going anywhere. Nuhu was going, and he asked me did I want to go with him. So I said, yeah, I'll go with you, get out the house. So we walked down to the main road and caught a taxi. It wasn't the cleanest taxi. The radio wasn't on. It wasn't like the private driver. In my mind, I'm like, how would he get the cab? Where a private driver at? My spoiled American mind. So we get in, we get to driving. The guy stops. Somebody else get in. So I'm like, oh, okay, I've seen this before. But even in the States, they have it. Uber share rides or whatever. But even though we know Africa has been doing this forever before Uber came around. So I say by the end of the ride, about four or five other people had got in and got dropped off before we got to where we were going. We got ready to get out. Knew who goes to pay the driver. Yo, it was 25 CDs. Mind you, the day before I paid the private driver $300. So I said, well, the guy that we just took knew he took us even further and only charged 25 CDs. He said, I know it, Mr. J. I know it, Mr. J. Knew who took me to the market. We not only went to the market, man. We went to get some material. We went to get a sketchbook. Now, mind you, the whole time we walking, he asked me had I took the little I can't remember what he called it, but in Tanzania they call it the tuk-tuk. So it's like, you know, y'all seen them, the one wheel in the front, the two wheel in the back, and y'all get in like a little carriage area and they take you. So we got in one of those. That guy took us down farther. I needed to get some more minutes on my phone. He dropped us off. I went into the MTN office, did my business, which was actually quick. We went across the street. I can't think of the name of the market, but he just wanted me to see the inside of the market. But they had the same markets in Tanzania too. We left there. We walked further down and we walked into the market. Now I've seen plenty of videos of the market and people walking around and this and that, but there is a difference between seeing someone else do it and you do it. And as we begin to get deeper and deeper towards the market, a little anxiety in me shot up a little bit. And I was like, nah, we good. And, you know, just, you know, but it was so much to take in. Because you're trying to look, you're trying to see, you're trying to, you smell, your senses. And we're not in America. We're in Africa. We're in Ghana. And what happens is the American in you is on defense because we're used to walking around ready for somebody to do something to us when we're in certain situations. We're really shell shocked. Good morning. Oh no, Nana went to Accra. Him and his wife anniversary. 25 years. Years. And later on, me and Nuhu ended up talking about it. But I realized how much us as Americans, we are messed up in the head. We so messed up. We so messed up that we don't even know we messed up. He talked about a client that he had before that he took down there. And the guy, was he said the guy was just looking each way. He was tightening up. He told Nunu, call the car, we need to go. And he was basically telling me, Nuhu, I don't want to get into it with nobody. This is not, I don't want these people to do nothing to me. And Nuhu said he was trying to talk to the guy to make him understand nobody is going to do anything to you. Nobody is thinking about you. Everybody's going about their way. And honestly, me and my wife had more stares in Tanzania than I've got here in Ghana. A weird type of stare. Long, hard. They don't care if you're looking at them, look at you, looking at them, looking back at you, looking at them, looking at them, looking at you. Wondering why they looking at you. They still locked in on you. But here it wasn't none of that. But to be inside that market is totally different than watching a video of somebody walking through the market. And I was just trying to take it all in. Knew who had to go into another store. He said, Mr. J, do you want to go in the store with me? I said, no, I'll sit here and relax. So as I'm sitting outside, I'm just watching and looking. And later he would ask me a question, do they have a market like this in America? I said, no. I couldn't even imagine a market moving like that. We have them, but it's like we have one called Eastern Market, which is downtown Detroit area. It's only, I think, Saturdays and Sundays or something like that. We're talking about businesses that are run by individuals. And I'm watching all this Ghanaian money being transferred from Ghanaian to Ghanaian that's staying here in Ghana. You got the drivers getting money from the riders, the drivers giving money to the food people, or they getting this and they getting that. They have to, go get their phone fixed or whatever. They need tires, they go to another Ghanaian. They need windows, they go to another Ghanaian. Everything is circling back in the neighborhoods. Okay, you got the rider. The rider is going to go trade his CDs for goods. He's going to go buy mangoes, tomatoes, green peppers, jalapenos, whatever he's buying. Whatever peppers he's getting or whatever he's buying. That person that's selling that got that stuff, they buying straight from the farm. The carrots yesterday he purchased still had dirt on them. So then he buys from that person. That person is going to go do business within their community. So the money keeps circulating. In the black community in America, it doesn't work that way. You would have to plan your day out to be able to go to every black store and only spend it with that black store. Then that black store would have to plan it out to only go bank with a black bank and only go do this with the black bank and only do that with another black wholesaler to get their stuff and this and that. And most times there is no food chain that works like that. But it works like that here in Africa. say the world, we complain about this need to move faster. They need to work on the roads. They need to do this and they need to do that. They need a better infrastructure, this and that. If we really look where we come from, yes, the roads are better. Yes, the infrastructure is better, but does it benefit us? I see people here that have a lot of CDs, and I see people that have, just enough. And these people are happier than we are. They're healthier than we are. I don't even in the Detroit area. We were growing up. I remember pickle bushes being on the ground. I remember people had crayon apple trees. I remember people having pear trees, all types of trees. But due to the stuff they spraying and doing all this, you don't see that no more. But here, you just walking and you seeing coconuts, you seeing mangoes, you seeing moringa, soursop, all these things growing all over the place. But we swear up and down that we have it better. I know we are shell shocked to go in a market like that. So many of us would get nervous. We would get uptight. We would feel